Okay, what is going on, CYPRX advanced YouTubers? Welcome back to the CYPRX YouTube page. As always, if you're interested in learning about cryptocurrencies, commodities, indices, foreign exchange, please go ahead and consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. In today's video breakdown, I'm going to share with you guys a dollar cost average position that I just took on LCX. I'm also going to read some fundamental articles for you guys showing you all my long-term perspective from an institutional standpoint on why I think the cryptocurrency markets are bullish overall. All right, so without further ado, let's jump into today's video breakdown. I'm going to show you guys, starting on the hourly chart, how we were able to dollar cost average into LCX today, utilizing the strategy properly. We're going to start on the hourly chart. I'm going to take you guys over to the left-hand side, showing you guys that banking institutions like to piggyback off of where previous banking institutions bought from previous sessions. All right, so we're just going to hit the replay tool, take you guys over to the left-hand side, zoom in, and show you guys highlighting from the candlestick bodies down to the wicks of previous New York sessions and extending those regions over to the right-hand side. You guys can see how on March 12th and March 15th, banking institutions purchased LCX from these low price levels. So we know that banking institutions like to purchase from discounted areas where they bought from previous sessions, extending those areas. You guys can see how currently we are operating in those areas. So here at CYPRX, all we simply did was we waited for fractal price action to give us some type of bullish reversal scenario. And we got that as of right now. Currently, I just entered into a position on Coinbase, dollar cost averaging into LCX. Hopefully, we do see an appreciation from these current levels. If not, and we do see a decline in value, we have to understand that lower price action is not guaranteed. As traders, we have to be willing to say to ourselves, can I take a position here and deal with a depreciation in my overall portfolio if we do see one? Where do I think LCX is going long term? Is the bottom in? If Bitcoin does drop below $28,000, personally, I think that LCX is going to follow suit, and we could see lower price action levels of anywhere between 6 cents to 5.5 cents, maybe even at its lowest 4.5 cents. I will be mindful of those lower price levels, and I will be paying attention to LCX if those targets do come into fruition. However, currently right now, let's break down the trade entry for you guys where we just entered into a position all here down at these psychological levels, 7.5 cents. Okay, so coming into this New York session, what do we see? We see early sellers and early buyers. We know to avoid all of those general areas, coming out of the manipulation window, avoiding those areas in the form of bearish manipulation candlesticks and bullish manipulation candlesticks, we see the market makers come and attack all the buyers that were beneath these lows. Okay, as soon as we attack the buyers beneath these lows, we reject the psychological level and start to consolidate. Once we consolidated, we revisited that psychological level. Now here's where pattern recognition, utilizing the CYPRX strategy, comes in handy. Why? What pattern do we see here before I tell you guys that I try to teach you guys on the CYPRX page? We see a grab of liquidity beneath lows, and we have a bullish reaction from a psychological level after the market grabs liquidity from a previous low. So now we have a reason to believe that this is a proper area where the banking institutions are purchasing price action from. Why? Because we know that banking institutional traders are the only people that have the amount of money to push price action up with this amount of volume. So what do we see here? Again, that same pattern recognition that I've been attempted to teach you guys to see in the market before you just start jumping into buy positions. We see a grab of liquidity beneath lows. Now we know that the market makers are involved. Why? Because we know that the market makers seek to grab liquidity beneath lows. Again, the ideology behind as above, so below, the market must go lower before it goes higher. And we see that price action here. Once the market grabs liquidity beneath these lows, we created a new market structure fractal high that broke previous market structure. So we see here, this swing high is higher than the previous swing high. So now we can identify this as a grab of liquidity that rejects a psychological level that leads to a new market structure high. Okay, as soon as we tapped into Asia session, all I simply did was I took my Fibonacci from the low that led to the market break-in structure, extended that over, and you guys can see that the entry was around 79% to 100% discount, all in this general vicinity. We entered on Coinbase for a dollar cost average position on LCX. Hopefully we do see an appreciation on our overall portfolio here in the next couple of hours to the next couple of days. Let's be mindful of the bearish targets that I put out to you guys, anywhere between 6 cents to 5.5 cents. If Bitcoin does break that $28,000 threshold, most likely the rest of the cryptocurrency market and LCX is going to follow suit, and I will be looking for dollar cost average positions at lower price levels. However, giving you guys this breakdown, what were we able to do? We were able to piggyback off of where banking institutions bought from to the left-hand side during previous sessions. We were able to avoid manipulation, and we were able to avoid buying at tops. Again, utilizing the strategy properly, hopefully we see an appreciation in our overall portfolio. So those are two things that this CYPRX strategy allows you to do. If you guys want to learn that strategy properly, again, this is not going into an extreme detailistic perspective on the overall strategy. This is just giving you guys the gems on YouTube that you guys can take away to dollar cost average properly into positions. That link is in the description down below. Reach out to me, schedule a Zoom call, ask questions that you might have about the mentorship. Do appreciate the love and the support, and I hope that the videos that I'm dropping are helping you guys out. However, we could see that I dollar cost averaged in at a previous area where banking institutions bought from on the higher time frame to the left-hand side. We avoided manipulation and we avoided buying at highs. If we do see a depreciation in our portfolio, we will seek to find these same patterns at lower price levels. However, we are buying at lows. Okay. Now going into the fundamental perspective on my long-term standpoint on the overall cryptocurrency market, this is a list of the top 50 banks in the world. And I just want to highlight a few for you guys on some articles that I found surrounding cryptocurrencies and their viewpoint on digital assets. Okay. So here we see Industrial Commerce Bank of China. We also see here JP Morgan Chase Bank. And beneath that, what do we see? Citibank. Right here, number 19. Okay, so this is a list of the top 50 banks in the world, and I would just want to share some articles with you guys just to give you guys a perspective that institutional adoption is coming to this cryptocurrency market long term. Be patient, learn how to dollar cost average in properly, regardless if you're utilizing our strategy here at CYPRX or some other strategy. Understand what you hold, understand that you're part of 3% of the population that is involving themselves from a retail perspective in the cryptocurrency market right now, and most likely we're going to see massive adoption, something similar to the early 1990s when we had the boom and bust cycle for the internet. Okay, Industrial and Commerce Bank of China to embrace blockchain technology. The largest bank in China is looking to adopt blockchain technology as well as some other fintech sector strategies. The chairman of the Industrial Commercial Bank of China has said that the bank will focus on blockchain technology development. Again, this is coming from the biggest bank in China. They're talking about blockchain technology adoption. They're not just some YouTubers, okay, talking about cryptocurrency. This is the biggest bank in freaking China, guys, okay? Wake up and realize what it is that you hold. Going over to JP Morgan. What do we see? JP Morgan is number what? Number 6 on the top 50 banks in the world. Coming from JP Morgan, this is an article, JP Morgan's head of digital assets, we're in the Napster age of crypto, again, referring to the early internet adoption phase that the internet experienced in the early 1990s. Make no mistake, crypto is here to stay. That's according to Umar Farouk, chief executive of JP Morgan's digital asset unit, who says the trickier question is how digital asset currency space ends up evolving beyond the zigzag nature of development we have seen so far. In the 1990s, there was this thing called Napster, Farouk told Financial News in a Barron's live event on January 13th, referring to the peer-to-peer song exchange platform co-founded by early Facebook backer Sean Parker. It was clunky, not everyone could do it, and then 20 years later you have Apple Music and Spotify. I don't think we would have gotten here without Napster. We are sitting in the Napster age. We just don't know what Spotify looks like yet. So I think crypto is here to stay. I just don't know in what shape or form. Again, this is coming from the digital asset chief for JP Morgan. He's not just some guy, guys. All right. Coming over here to Citibank, we saw Citibank was the 19th biggest bank out of the top 50 banks in the world. November 13th, Citibank is looking to create 100 roles focused on digital assets, including blockchain and digital currencies at its institutional division. The initiative is the latest by traditional banks looking to find ways to tap the growing cryptocurrency sector, which has been gaining mainstream appeal as well as regulatory scrutiny. Scrolling down here, disregarding all the fluff of this article, what do we see? This year, Bank of America started cryptocurrency research coverage. Goldman Sachs launched a crypto trading team, and JP Morgan Chase allowed wealth management clients to access cryptocurrency funds. Coming over here to another article, it reads, digital assets have clearly entered the mainstream. Our latest report outlines the evolution of digital assets, how they are helping to reshape the financial ecosystem and highlight the infrastructure and collaboration needed to help digital assets reach full maturity and integrated seamlessly with traditional assets. Institutional interest in digital assets, many financial institutions across the globe have either been working to integrate and expand their offerings and investments related to digital assets, or else they have realized they can no longer take a wait and see approach. That is massive. Scrolling down here, avoiding again the fluff of this article, 72% of institutional asset managers said they plan to develop solutions for asset tokenization. And what do we see? How they ended this article. As we stand at the cusp of digital assets becoming institutionally ready, look at this. institutionally ready. We expect the emerging world to be multi-centered with global institutions and their collaborative partners all playing their part. This new ecosystem, which must be grounded in both trusted and innovation, will provide significant opportunities for growth. Digital assets are transforming the world and becoming increasingly mainstream in our financial ecosystem. We are committed to leveraging centuries of trust and innovation in order to build a bridge to the future. Okay? Coming over here, why I'm so bullish on LCX. Global private bank LGT opens Bitcoin and Ether trading. LGT Group, a top family-owned private banking asset management group, is moving into cryptocurrency by launching BTC and Ether investments at LGT Bank in Liechtenstein. And we already know, coming over here to the LCX platform, LCX is headquartered in the Principality of Liechtenstein. By 2027, more than 8 trillion will be stored on blockchain networks. World Economic Forum, LCX is building the infrastructure for this new financial world, powering professional crypto finance. Again, you guys already know my long-term perspective on LCX and what it is that I see in the market. This was my dollar cost average position on LCX, utilizing the strategy properly. Blessings to you guys all. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video breakdown. Make sure that before you head out, you smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you guys have any questions about the mentorship and you want to schedule a Zoom call, email me at customersupport@cyprxtrading.com. I will reach back to you within 24 hours. As always, be cognizant, be aware. Please be careful out there. Blessings to you guys all, and I'll see you guys in the next video breakdown.